Hooray! As the last rays of sunlight vanished behind the jagged peaks, a chilling silence fell over Frostvale. The encroaching darkness wasn't just the absence of light. It was a living, breathing entity, a creeping dread that seeped into the very stones of our homes. We watched, huddled together, as tendrils of shadows slithered through the cobblestone streets, extinguishing every torch and lantern they touched. At the heart of the village square stood Aldren, the ancient, his staff a lone beacon against the oppressive gloom. He chanted, his voice a weary rumble, a familiar litany of protection that had guarded us for generations. But tonight, the old magic flickered. The soft glow at the tip of his staff sputtered, fighting a losing battle. The darkness pressed in, relentless and suffocating. A collective gasp escaped our lips as Aldren staggered, his face etched with exhaustion and disbelief. The staff clattered to the ground, its light snuffed out like a candle in a gale. He crumpled, a titan falling. The last vestiges of our hope seemed to fall with him. The darkness surged, eager to consume its prize. A void of terror opened in that moment. Aldren, our protector, our unshakable mountain, had been broken. The whispers of the shadow grew louder, promises of an endless, cold night. Panic began to set in, a frantic energy rippling through the crowd. Who could possibly stand against this now? But then, a figure stepped forward from the crowd. It was Leo. Just Leo. Not a warrior, not a mage of renown. Just a boy we'd all watched grow up. With kind eyes and a quiet demeanor. He walked past the fallen form of his mentor, his face pale but resolute. He didn't carry a weapon, nor did he possess a staff of power. He simply walked toward the heart of the encroaching void, his simple tunic and worn boots a stark contrast to the magical abyss before him. There was no anger in his eyes, no burning rage that you might expect from a hero in stories. There was only a profound stillness, a deep and centered calm that felt powerful. We watched, breathless, wondering what a boy could possibly do when the greatest mage of our time had failed. He was walking into certain doom. Leo stopped, just a few feet from the swirling wall of shadow. He closed his eyes, taking a slow, deliberate breath, the crisp, cold air filling his lungs. His hands, which had been clenched at his sides, slowly relaxed and opened at his waist, palms facing upward. He wasn't preparing for a fight. He was listening. It felt like an eternity passed in that single, silent moment. 2. Then, a soft light began to emanate from him. It started as a faint glimmer, a shy spark in the overwhelming dark. It wasn't the fiery, aggressive magic of Aldren. This was different. It was a gentle, pure white-blue glow, like the heart of a distant star brought to Earth. Pulse from his chest, soft and steady, growing in intensity with each calm breath he took. The light wasn't explosive. It was persuasive. It didn't burn the shadows. It simply displaced them. He wasn't channeling anger or fear. He was channeling courage. The purest form of it. The courage to stand when all others have fallen. The villagers stared in utter shock, our fear momentarily forgotten, replaced by a profound sense of awe. This was not the boy we knew. The Leo who helped his mother with the morning bread. The Leo who'd get flustered when talking to the other kids was gone. In his place stood someone radiating an ancient and serene power. The white-blue light pouring from him intensified, coalescing into a protective sphere. It pushed against the tide of darkness, not with force, but with an unyielding presence. The shadows recoiled, hissing and retracting as if touched by something holy. For the first time all night, the oppressive weight on our chests began to lift. We could breathe again. The light illuminated Leo's face, his eyes still closed, a look of serene concentration upon him. He had found it, the key that Aldren, in all his wisdom and power, had missed. It wasn't about fighting the darkness with more fury. It was about becoming a light so pure, so steady, that the darkness simply could not exist where he stood. The battle of light and shadow reached a stalemate in the center of Frostvale. Leo's calm, radiant energy held the line, creating a sanctuary of hope in the village square. The darkness, though pushed back, still writhed at the edges of his light, a hungry beast waiting for the slightest falter. It hadn't been defeated, not yet, but it had been stopped. We watched as the young heir, on his own, held back the night. He was no longer just Leo, the boy from the village. He was our beacon, our unexpected dawn. We didn't know how long he could maintain this incredible feat, or what would happen when his strength finally waned. But in that moment, seeing him stand firm where our greatest champion had fallen, we learned a new lesson. True strength isn't always about the power you can unleash, but about the calm you can find within yourself when the world descends into chaos. As the first light of true dawn threatened the horizon, we held on to the hope that Leo had given us. The night was far from over, but for the first time, we believed we might just survive it. Thanks for watching.